Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the Dragon Invitational. This is the semifinals. Of course, today everything wraps up and we get to see who gets crowned the Dragon Invitational number 4 king. 4 players remain. We'll see which of these two will go on to the finals, which will fall to the 3rd and 4th place match. Spawning here in the top left corner of the map, he is leading the series 1-0 currently. From Yoy Flash Wolves, it's going to be Sun.
And in the bottom right, we've got our red Terran player. Let's see if he can bring it back. Playing for MVP, it is center.
Okay, so what we witnessed there too, by the way, guys, you don't see a lot of all-ins at a Terran. A lot of it hinges around timings. A lot of it hinges around the fact that we don't have the units to perform an all-in like most races, majority of the time. But the thing we saw at a center was, like, it was a good SCV pull. The EMPs were magnificent. The Vikings did a good job taking out a couple of those Colossus early. But I really liked what San did, and it sounds so simple, but it's not when it comes to fighting Terran, and it's that he kited backwards. I mean, it wasn't like a stutter step, and it wasn't like he baited center into a big trap. But he separated the SCVs from the army, and when the army was busy staying away from the Colossus fire, the SCVs were soaking nothing for those Marines. So it ends up losing a lot of the SCVs for nothing, and that's one of the reasons Terran players are very hesitant to do that all in. But the reason at the same time you see it work so often is because those SCVs don't get split. So for center, it was a good move. San just actually handled that very well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, San handled it well, but I mean, also center was kind of supposed to have a lot more stuff there, but I mean, he did have half the work account for like a long time as well, so
I don't disagree about potentially having more, like had the DTs not been involved or something, but I kind of felt like his army was good for what it took to fight that. I mean, he had the EMPs, he had the Viking count. It was just one of those, yeah,
I mean,
it needed more, you're right.
That he wouldn't have had more bio to,
yeah, like if he had 10 more Marauders or 15 more Marines, yeah, exactly.
It would have helped a lot, but yeah, he had, you know, the composition was there, you know, with the EMPs, pretty decent Viking count, but not, yeah, the Zealots just stuck around for so long that he wasn't able to get to the Stalkers, etc., that were just killing the Vikings all the time, so a bit tricky there for him, but yeah, we'll see. San going for the same opener, just one gas expand. He's playing really normal TVP.
I already like, actually, just small point here, guys. If you see a pylon over here, this isn't the sneaky pylon you normally have. Typically, sneaky pylons go over here on the right side of the base post Protoss to avoid scans and such. This one's just a scout for the Reaper. So, I mean, you look at this right off the bat. This looks a little suspicious. You think like, okay, maybe it's going to be a Twilight Council. If it is, it's probably going to be up here.
Yeah.
But Widowmine's coming out of center very quickly.
Yep, center going for the... This is not the same opener, by the way. I was going to say it's the same opener, but it's not. He didn't make a Reaper, and he didn't make a command center yet. He's made a factory and starport off of one base, so this is like a 1-1-1, right?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's going to be the Marine Widowmine drop, but yeah. I think one of the key things for this is...
Before the command center as well, so it's pretty fast.
Yeah, what I don't like is that he's only doing the one Widowmine, though. There's some argument about like how many Widowmines should go in a drop. I still think even though he plays mech and it's different altogether, I really like watching Supernova's style of doing this. Supernova, for those who haven't seen him, usually ends up putting 2 to 4 Widowmines in that drop actually, and a lot of the time it's Widowmines do get shut down by Protoss players who are aware that it's coming, but I mean, they're still volatile. They're still going to do a ton of damage if controlled correctly, if caught off guard ever so slightly. But speaking of getting caught off guard, this probe, no pylons for you.
First blood.
Oh. Yeah, maybe. Okay, he's pulling in a CV with this. I wonder what he's gonna make a bunker, maybe?
Bunker at the natural. That's why the Marines are walking with it. This is something a little bit less common to see, but if you get that bunker up, the overcharge is laughable. But that's a big if.
Yeah. Yeah. Command center goes down behind this, and the reactor on the barracks. So there's gonna be some form of transition here.
This is an interesting drop. I was expecting this to be the 1 Widowmine, 6 Marines, but with the Marines on the front, he's actually loaded 2 Hellions into this. And guys, 2 Hellions can do a lot of damage to probes, especially if the Widowmine has softened some of them up. Although usually they die to the Widowmine. But, okay, so we're going to see what he can get done here. As the probes run away from the Widowmine to clump up, he's going to be able to chase with the Hellions, but loses the medevac, so actually a really bad start. Pushes here into the natural, tries to make up some probes kills over here, but I don't think Center's going to get nearly enough damage done to make this worthwhile.
3 Stalkers as well. Sun made a 3rd Stalker. That's such a big deal. He's going to lose one of them, but those Stalkers are going to trade so well. Yeah, I don't think that was enough, yeah, because the command center is still not finished.
Oh, you know what? Center...
Be able to boost.
Center sees the Twilight Council too, or saw it rather. He's gonna pull the probes, right? Like, yeah, there's like that 40-second timer or
Focus
whatever.
fire.
Gets a couple kills. I mean, not bad, but that was good control out of
Could have
Sun.
been better. And okay, so yeah, there is the Twilight with the blink.
Okay, this is good. Siege tank coming up at home.
Yeah, okay, that's good, yeah.
This, well, hang on. This really hinges on where he places it, though. A siege tank, you know, versus roaches is kind of auto win. Versus blink stalkers, not always the case, because stalkers can blink right on top of the dead zone of the tank. And if you don't have enough marines or enough fire to like buffer for it, regardless of where you put it, it's going to be a lot of trouble. What I really like, actually, though, is the Raven follow-up to this. The Raven itself, guys, not a big deal. Detection is cool, whatever. Point defense drones are what's really going to be key here. Because if you want to ever watch stalkers get shut down, like if you as a Terran player have ever struggled with stalkers, get a point defense drone and laugh as the stalkers do no damage to any composition of army you have.
Yeah, look at this though. It seems like San just went for like a defensive blink because he's got that forge making +1 armor. He's got the robo going down and 2 gases in the natural, and he's still only on 3 stalkers and no proxy pilots yet. So it looks like it's just gonna be. Maybe he was planning on doing something with it, but he's maybe just decided to keep it as defensive means and just macro up from here. So it's not going to be some sort of attack coming out of San, but maybe we'll see an attack coming out of center later with that tank. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look how late the stim timing is, right? I mean, you're not going to want to be pushing without this, but it does finally get all this production up, which is key. This was a little bit lacking before. I like that the Raven's out. I mean, this is something that doesn't fall off, guys. The point defense drone, it soaks the photon overcharge hits. It soaks the stalker hits. You're sending your Vikings in to go, so oftentimes you'll see like those 7 stalkers blink under the Vikings and shift click to focus them down. Not with the point defense drone there. It actually soaks up about 2 to 3 volleys of stalkers. It's a lot of damage removed from the game through one spell. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's always nice to have, for sure. I mean, in general, I'm liking San's position a little bit more, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was last game, though. So the center has, you know, all possibilities to do whatever he wants to with this game. But we got the upgrade lead for San. He's got the Robo Bay finishing, and I mean, the starport still doesn't have a reactor on it. He's gonna swap one on now, but yeah, he's only got 1 medevac, so he's a bit behind on tech. That's why I'm a bit worried for him. Well, he's got the Raven and the tank, but.
Well, I think this push, it's got the potential for some damage, because let's not forget, it's going to be 1 Colossus without extended thermal lance. Marauders can actually stim on top of it pretty quickly. It's that insane range that gives them such a good benefit.
Look at this Sun already killing the rocks. I like this so much. I mean, it's not quite going to be on time, but I like the thinking there that he gets that done preemptively, and oh my god, the tank dies. That was a nice overcharge. Wow.
That tank should not have gone down, 100%. No. But it wasn't really critical to the push. Like, that was a defensive blink tank. It doesn't have a whole lot of role moving forward in the game. Zealots, they don't take damage from tank fire. Stalkers usually pick it off pretty quickly. I mean, it sucks he lost it for free, but...
Probe scouts out the third of center. Yeah, that was not too nice there. I mean, that's a bit of an, like, that tank, I guess, kept him theoretically safe, but yeah, that's an investment that did absolutely nothing for center, so,
see,
I mean...
Well, what I like coming into this fight, I mean, look at the army supply right now between the two. It's technically more efficient for San because it can hold behind a defensive Colossus, but not until the extended thermal lance gets completed. A point defense drone goes down, and this army pushes in. There it is.
Oh, what a concave. San a bit too overconfident, maybe. He
does the force fields.
Nicely, though.
He's not focusing the Colossus is the problem, though. He's shooting through so many zealots.
Yeah, that turned out nicely for San in the end. But he did lose both sentries. He does make another one, but that wasn't bad for center, I don't think. Trading off, like, killing sentries like that, I think that's fine.
I agree. Like, it wasn't a bad engagement at all. Could have been a little bit better. But what I like is that he kept the Raven alive. I think that's really key. Having the point defense drone for another engagement is huge. And oftentimes, you've already swapped it off. You're never taking the starport off a reactor. Hang on. I've run out of things to say in the donation messages. Yay, donation. $10 coming in from Jokas. Thank you very much for that, man. Your words they're touching like poetry. I'm trying not to weep here openly on the cast.
Nice.
Okay, this is kind of a cool job. He's going to catch the newly found 4th, but he's got to be careful of those stalkers.
Yeah, be careful. Wait, yeah, he gets a good scout there, and you know there's a lot of potential in terms of pushing that third base later on. But San moving out, what is he doing? What's going on? San, you're Protoss. You're supposed to just defend until you
Yeah,
win.
I don't know. That one of mine takes us so many the probes here. He's gonna put another one down. He should actually be able to get the Nexus with this. So San forced to go full on with this push, but I don't know. There's not a lot of Vikings out. This is gonna be hard to hold. Center might have to pull the boys, so to speak, defensively. Yeah, he pulls the SCVs out of that third. This is scary. He's gonna get the third of his opponent. The San's Nexus will go down behind this.
I don't know what San is thinking with this. Is he really gonna make this work? I don't know.
He's gonna lose a couple Vikings. PDD does go down. Now the Vikings can actually fight at face value.
I mean, there are only 2
Where's
Vikings.
the Mothership Core?
Going for him, but yeah, I don't know. It's in the natural.
Oh, it's at home. I mean, the overcharge ability is nice, but recalling your army, I feel, is a little bit better.
I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, San saw the 2 medivacs. I don't know why he would just, because he knew that third would die if he just attacked. Okay. Nice catch.
No, this is not just a nice catch. This is a huge deal. I mean, yeah, he lost units inside of it, but he lost the medevac. He's already behind on the Viking count. He can't afford to keep producing medevacs, so even losing one's a little bit nasty.
It does suck, but I mean, still, San just lost like a ton of probes and the third base. I mean, still, like, I can't stress it enough. I don't know, like, he saw the 2 medivacs and he still just attacked. Like, when you have dropships nearby, that's when you don't want to attack. That's when you want to defend and, you know, try and not take damage to the medivacs. But now Center is just mining from that third and San is not. San is gonna try to go for another attack, but there's more Vikings this time.
San's got he's got a really important upgrade lead here too with that armor on those Zealots. This bio army is just gonna tickle the Zealots. There's not enough Widowmines. There's no EMPs out just yet. Once again, another point defense drone is holstered and ready, so the Vikings don't really have a lot to fear from the Stalkers like this. Even that old point defense drone is still active.
Yeah, and it's got like a lot of energy on it as well. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. So as we see, guys,
San is
Stalkers
still on 2 base. He's all in right now. He's got better upgrades, but I mean, he doesn't have a backup plan, so he is very committed.
Center's buying a lot of time though.
Way. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. 4 Vikings at a time. He should be able to tear through this if he can hold off for the engagement. But SCV's pulled defensively.
Nice.
The boys are pulled. Point defense drone does not go down. There we go. Point defense drone does go down. As we see, it soaks up 2 full volleys from these Stalkers, giving the Vikings a lot more room to actually deal some damage. Marauder stepping forward here on the right side, but I don't know if he can hold this. There's still 3 Colossus.
Oh my god.
He's got to kite back. He's got to kite back. He can't keep fighting at face value. Tries to dive on top of the Colossus. Not going to be worth it though.
Oh, yeah, that's not cost efficient stemming forward like that. That's because there's so many Stalkers. They're going to kill the Marauders eventually anyway. 4 Vikings pop, but
he can.
he can like kite backwards.
Yo, even with a low Marauder count like this, he can fight the Stalkers. It's the Colossus that is so dangerous.
Yeah. 2-2 is finishing for Center now, but he doesn't have as much army to use that 2-2 with right now, but 1 Viking in production, that's not really.
He's got to repair this. He can't afford to lose level 2 weapon upgrades. That is such a critical upgrade, and it gets denied. Oh my god. San with like, that was like 1 second to go. Tries to take out the Colossus with like 1 Viking. There's no money behind this. Center is fighting for his life right now, and I don't think he's got enough.
Yeah, the Colossi stays alive. That's the big deal. And a third one is popping, and he made a Templar Archives behind this. So theoretically, San could make a third behind this.
Yes.
But I'm not sure he will. He costs a lot of money.
I think less than theoretically, it's more like technically. Did he lose this command center, by the way? I thought he lifted this.
Yeah.
Oh no, it went to the main. Okay, no, he brought it to the main.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, that's ridiculous, but
yeah.
Still trying to get those Vikings out. I don't know that he can produce enough Vikings in the world to take this army out efficiently. Sounds long distance mining, by the way.
Yeah, he pulled the probes from the main because he's oversaturated, but there's a lot of mineral fields he's not using in the main, so maybe he pulled a few too many probes, I don't know. But more Vikings coming out, yeah, he's making a lot of them, which I like, but...
This is kind of scary. You know, the Stalker count's getting pretty high. There's still, there's Archons coming in on top of this too. This is still a mostly ghostless army.
You got a Viking there, that Observer doing some work. Let's kill the Observer now. Yeah, I mean, if there's any way Center... Okay, well, here we go. San moving forward.
I think he's going to defensively pull SCVs again, but that's the last
6
straw.
Vikings. You could get some nice positioning with the Vikings here on the left-hand side, but the Colossi do move to the right-hand side, as they should.
Okay, so he lists the CC.
San's been microing pretty well.
Agreed. Yeah. It kind of sucks too. Cinder put in some important tech out here. This is why he's not trying to go for like level 2 weapon upgrades again, guys. Like, he can't. Vikings will get some good shots off here on the Colossus. We'll see if it's going to be enough. This is still looking really scary. San just has an overwhelming lead right now. And let's not forget his units are pretty efficient. If he can chew through those Archons, he takes out the Stalkers, no question. But that's the big if, chewing through those Archons. SCVs are gone, down to 9. You got 3 CCs worth of mules, but they're not that good. Oh, 1 mineral patch in the main. He's going to go for a counter drop. I guess technically he can lift buildings and try and stall, but I don't know.
Yeah, this is rough. I mean, 9 workers, as you said, it's a bit too much there. Sun is clearing out the buildings here on the at the third base now, and he does pull back. Okay.
Okay, well, this drop could actually devastate the natural right now. Templar coming down, and there's actually almost no energy on the medevacs, so healing through a stim is actually going to be incredibly difficult.
Where's the mothership for?
I don't know, tries to focus on the Archons, but the Colossus coming down. This might be the end of center, guys. Oh, we'll boost out of here. No, he used his boost to pick up the units. Blink's gonna be off cooldown in 1 second.
Fly away. No. Oh, nice loadout.
Pretty good, but as good as Marauders are versus Stalkers, he doesn't have a lot of them. Tries to fight.
+1.
It's such a sad way to go. GG.
Alright.
Well, this means San will go to the final center, not out of the tournament yet, guys. We may still get our dream matchup in the 3rd, 4th place match, but San will be one of the 2 contenders in the finals here for the Dragon Invitational number 4. Not too bad.
He played well. He played solid. We didn't see anything that we saw in Code S these last few days, where a lot of Protoss players actually went like double Stargate, Phoenix, Colossus. So we didn't see anything like that. Just normal TVP play, but he just played normal, and he didn't take too much damage to the Hellion Widowmine thingamajiggies, so
yeah, I mean,
that good. And he micro pretty well with his Colossus as well in these Viking engagements. He's just kept his Colossus alive, and that's why he was able to push on through time and time again. Even though he was looking really bad for him when he lost that third, he still made it work with just some pretty good micro there, I have to say.